Welcome back.
Well, let's see. I don't see anybody there yet.
All right. See if
Live.
anybody shows up. Where does it show if people show? Oh, up top.
Yeah, I see it. Live. It says we're live on that. Now let's see. Oh, let's see. Let me click that.
What's that?
Let me mute that. I see us. I'm on my.
Oh, how much delay is it?
Let me see. I got the volume. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Let me click
it's
that.
about 10 seconds. What's that?
Let me mute that. I see us. I'm on my. A little more than 10 seconds.
How much delay is it?
Probably 15.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I can cut out all my bad language.
Boop. So the one watching is me.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
we have a chat. But because we're on the phone, I'm not going to be able to see the chat. But I can see the chat on my.
Right.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
All right, 4:30. We'll see. Did you freeze? I hear you. You haven't moved. Are you doing something?
I turned the thing off for a second.
Okay.
Now, can you stop it and then start again? Or will it end your thing?
I think it ends it. I would have to start a new one.
And send out a new link?
Yeah.
Yeah. People are watching crappy football anyway.
Commercial. Yeah, everybody won in Survivor again this week.
Yeah, well, it's because Jacksonville played the Jets. That's why.
Yeah, and I took the Eagles. Somebody had the Bears. The only chance, I don't know, the 49ers aren't going to lose to Tennessee.
No.
The Jets ran one back. And they called it back. They said they pushed the guy out of bounds, and they didn't. Like, even the announcers were like, and that would have made it 21-14.
They didn't review it?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
I turned it off after the first drive. Started watching Red Zone.
They couldn't stop it. Yeah. Great defense. Well, still no one here.
Making Trevor Lawrence look like a all-pro.
Joe Montana.
Yeah. Yep. Surprised Balby's not here.
Yeah. He was messaging me about the Asbury Park press list.
Oh, yeah. Well, not surprised.
I didn't see their top 10.
I didn't either. Did he post it yet?
Yeah.
The problem with this is good, but the problem is you can't put the link out too far ahead in advance. They don't give it to you. You know, like you can't say a day in advance, like, here's our link, come watch the
I
YouTube
think I
thing.
might be able to do that in the future now that I'm learning this better.
That you can schedule it?
Yeah.
And they'll give you a link?
Yeah. Anybody? Still no one here? We'll give a couple more minutes, and we can just start. And people.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did you Westfield beat St. Gil today.
Gil lost a couple of people from last year.
Okay.
Did you see the end of what the Rumson score was?
They won. I didn't see
Rumson won?
Yep.
Yeah.
They won. What is this? Who commented that? 2 seniors and 2 juniors starting. I wrote Rumson has a young squad, and if you go on NJ.com, they do. But somebody wrote 2 seniors and 2.
Well, Reed is the senior.
Chloe Kelly's the junior. Grace Smith, junior. McBaron?
Oh, no. There's another McBaron in Rumson?
Yeah, she had a good year soccer. Senior. There's only 2 other seniors. It's McBaron or Alaya Shaheen? Only played 4 games. McBaron.
I don't know.
McBaron didn't play last year.
I don't know who their point guard is going to be. I think that's going to be their issue.
There's a younger Lindsay Natone, freshman.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freshmen listed.
I mean, listen, I still don't think they belong in the top 10, but
They'll be
in there at some point.
Yeah, they will. That division. I mean, he always gets that.
Yeah, I mean, that division's going to, right.
He always gets that.
Listen, a tough division. That's an impossible division.
Yeah.
You know, if they were in one division less, they'd be.
Yeah, like Training Hall's division. They could compete.
Yeah.
They could.
Yep.
That's why I don't get. Why did they get picked in there and not Trinity?
Right. Why are they? Right. That's what I don't understand. It's like, if it goes by last year, Trinity should be in that division, and Rumson should be in Trinity's division.
Yeah, they should be. They'll be the top team in that division.
Right. And Trinity would be able to compete in that division. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter if they're the top 2. But somebody else is watching.
Oh yeah. I was just getting the divisions up so I could look at it. All right. Should we just start talking about the top 10 now?
Does it show you who's watching? No.
No, unless they write something.
No.
Yeah.
Wait till the 10-minute mark. We got 2 more people in now.
Yeah.
We're at 8:41. Wait till 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe YouTube could cut the first 10 minutes of this crap out. Talk about nothing.
I can see if Peter can cut it.
Yes, see if Peter can edit it.
Have to do what Mattisquan basketball does. They take it down when they do the live stream of their basketball games.
Yeah.
You can't go back and watch them after like the next day.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, same thing on YouTube?
Yeah, because Mattisquan does their games on YouTube.
So after this, you'll have a day to watch this, and then they take it down?
No, you can keep it up there. Mattisquan decides to take it down.
Oh, okay.
Whatever setting they have, they might not even realize they have that set up.
I don't know. We might get a lot of hate. We might want to take it down.
Barney gets another team. I feel they lost everybody and they get promoted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It makes no sense. Like we'll talk about it in a minute. It's
Like
foolish,
Brick
but
Township should be in that division. In A South.
Brick should be. I don't know. I think Brick's in the. I mean, other than the bottom of that division is pretty bad. It would be a much more competitive division if they were in A South.
Yes.
Add a Q&A sticker. No, I'm not asking. What was that?
What'd you do?
It said it said no at the bottom. It came up. It said add a Q&A sticker. What's the weirdest dream you ever had? I said I'm not answering that question.
No.
All right. Oh, we got a couple more people filtering in.
How's everyone doing today?
Thanks for coming back. It was good. Good to do football, but it's always way better to do girls basketball. I'm excited for this season.
Yeah. Came up quick. Started quick.
Yeah, it did. Yes, it
RBC
did.
has their second game tonight.
I know.
And Barnegat lost, right? I think they lost yesterday.
Barnegat lost. And I guess the regular season starts Tuesday, right? Main roster of games. Couple games tomorrow.
Yeah. And then a big one Tuesday. Red Bank.
And a big one Wednesday, right?
Rick. And a big one Wednesday. Trinity Hall and St. Rose.
Yeah. Good start to the season.
Yeah. The top 10 ready. Peter reposted it on his Twitter page. He said, "Hopefully it helps get some people." He said, "Hopefully it helps get some people there."
Yeah, hopefully.
All right.
All right, we got a couple more. We got up to 5. This is groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's going to take off.
It's because I have a Jet sweatshirt on. Nobody wants to.
Yeah.
Wants to watch.
The more we do it live, the more people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're probably used to last year. Every time we tried to do it,
crapped out on us on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, and then it cut us off because they give us a time limit we didn't know about.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the reason we're doing this is so people can be interactive and ask questions and make comments while we're doing this. So, we'll do our best to keep up and answer questions. So, if you guys have questions, fire away in the comment section.
Yeah, type it in the live chat. We'll see it.
Yeah.
We're going to start off with the top 10. Might as well get started.
Yeah.
A couple of new teams in the top 10 this year, but at the top, no surprises for the top 2. Red Bank Catholic, fresh off a short conference title, 2 years, a year removed from the state title, bringing back the co-player of the year. Addie Ninchak they got to replace Christina Liggio, Tessa Carmen, 2 players that made an impact since day one as freshmen. They are now playing Division I basketball. Very, very senior, 7 seniors on this roster. All 7 are already committed. So they don't have to worry about picking colleges, so they're going to be focused. But to me, not much depth unless some of the freshmen could add. So, Doug, whatever you want to add about RBC.
I mean, there's not really much more to add. I mean, they're number 1 for a reason, and like you said, number 1 and number 2 are also number 1 and number 2 in the state to start the season. So, pretty top heavy, short conference in the state, and the great thing about that is we get to see these 2 teams play at least twice this year in the same division. So could be 3, could be 4. So, that's great for short conference basketball fans. Like you said, Addie's coming back, signed with Indiana, already had a dominant game her first game, 6 blocks, 24 points, I think. So, you got the Liggio twins running the backcourt. You got Miletsky, who came off the bench a lot last year, and so did Sophie Smith. So they're going to be starting. And Lola Giordano, who, I think we could safely say they might not have won the short conference tournament last year if it wasn't for a big game by Lola in the semifinals. So, like you said, very, very top heavy, senior dominant, but they do have some talented freshmen. And if those freshmen step up and get some minutes, they're going to be really dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. And Joe, like Dawn, he sticks to his rotation. He doesn't change. You know where you're gonna get. And I'm curious. I would like to see. We saw Sophia up at the fort. She looked very good.
Yep.
Can't wait to see her. She had Tessa Carmen in front of her last year, so she's gonna have a lot of time to prove. And like I said, I like what I saw her at the fort at the end of the summer. So yeah, I mean
I
RBC's
also like what I saw at the fort out of the freshmen. The freshmen got some time at the fort also. So, they played pretty well. Tiny seems to think they're 9-10 deep, which they could be. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really think it was a stretch putting them number one to start the season.
No. What's curious, though, to start the year, they only have one freshman listed on the roster right now for NJ.com. So it'd be what Joe's plans are getting other kids up at this point, at some point during the season. So, but they're a team to beat. A lot of senior leadership. Hopefully, the freshmen could learn from that too, to be able to carry it out the next couple of years, and can have a nice 9-year run here, 8-9-year run.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens with these teams like RBC and SJV. They just keep bringing in kids that learn the system, learn from the kids ahead of them, earn their playing time. Have to be patient, but when they get their chance, they're ready to go.
Yeah. So Tiny wrote the freshmen were playing varsity. Yeah,
and they
once the stats
played
go in,
today,
I guess
so
they'll be loaded in there. But I know right before the season started, only the one freshman who was listed there. So
yes, yeah.
Number 2, SJV, obviously. Another team, a lot of experience, a lot of seniors. Graduated Dinker and Taylor. Last year, they were high on the freshman Sano.
Right.
People thought she'd be running the point, so her coming back healthy would be big. Help run the point. They got a transfer from IMG. Obviously, I don't know.
I've never
don't
seen
know
her
much
play.
about
Right.
her.
Not either.
And the youngest Sofakanich.
Yeah, another 6-footer coming in.
Another 6-footer coming in there. So when them and RBC meet, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be instant classics. I think. I look forward to those 2 games.
Absolutely, and they returned their leading scorer, Madison Kosis. Her first 2 years, she was pretty much a catch and shoot player hitting the threes, but last year she really expanded her game. She was getting to the basket, drawing a lot of fouls. You got the big body Stella Lockhart going to Georgetown. She's tough inside. She can step outside and shoot. Taylor Stolfakanis going to Duke. Just blocking shots. Last year she played really well. Charlotte Bradley will probably be running the point this year. For most of the season. Tatum Sharp and Lizzie Lyons last year played a lot. Cheech Jackson played a lot of minutes as a freshman. You mentioned Sano. So, Tiny, I thought Charlotte was out for the year, and then somebody told me she wasn't. But I heard earlier that she was out for the year, and then somebody corrected me, but I guess they were wrong. I did hear that she hurt her knee, but if that's true, that really hurts them. That hurts her senior leadership. She gave a lot off the bench last year, but they do have depth. So it's a shame for her senior year to miss that. But Sano comes back healthy and Cheech Jackson improves on what she did last year. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and common theme: senior leadership, RBC, SJV, and our number 3 team, Trinity Hall. There's a
Yep.
reason those 3 teams are at the top. They all got senior heavy leadership, and even Ford RBR, they got the seniors. So very common theme at the top of the short conference. Yeah. So number 3, we got Trinity Hall coming off the 20-win season, a year removed from a short conference semifinal appearance, which was a great game.
Yep.
Big thing, Tegan Drenning missed last year, injury,
She's
coming
back
back,
healthy this year.
another weapon. Really only have to replace Lily Ridgie underneath. So and they also have a couple good freshmen. Like to see the impact they can make to help. Coming off the bench, give them some minutes. And Grace Feeney, had a really coming out party last year.
Yep.
Oh, and Coach Tiny
And
just
Tegan's
said
out
Tegan's
again.
out. And I was just talking to the AD at the soccer finals about how they were excited with her. So, well, that's changes things a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that must have just happened recently because
Yeah, I mean, the AD, I don't know, he might, but he was excited about having her back. This was at the yeah.
yeah,
Is it
she
her
she was
knee?
a great kid. I mean,
Tiny,
it's a
is it her knee?
shame.
I wonder if because it was her knee last year, right? If I remember.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, she came back. She
Well,
was playing well at the
well,
fort last
last
week.
week.
Yeah, it had to be.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a shame.
what a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how deep they are. They have a bunch of seniors, um, good players, but I don't know how their depth, and I'm not sure. You know, I mean, that's a major injury. That stinks. I know
Yeah.
Coach McCarthy must be sick about that, but you know, um, talk about Grace Feeney. She's probably the one player since freshman year who has improved the most from freshman year to sophomore to junior to senior year. Every year the kid gets better. She expands her game. Phenomenal player. I believe she's going to Bucknell.
Mhm.
So yeah, her Whitney Hobson running the point, great point guard, good vision. Then you got Bridget Rigney and Neve Stapleton, kids that have been around the program for a long time. But yeah, Drennan being out again, that does hurt. But still, they are number 3 by a pretty decent margin.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 4, RBR brought it up. Led by Sinai. Great year. Yeah. Yeah. Tiny's a little concerned with their depth too.
The depth,
With
that's right. Yeah, that's going to hurt them. But
So, Sinai led them with 14 points. Only one senior graduating, Caroline Holloway.
yeah,
Zoe, we know Zoe could shoot the lights out, especially when she's on. Riley Joyce, defense, and could score. Riley Wheeler, Kristen Connors, another senior heavy team.
yeah,
They do have a freshman, from what I'm being told, very good. Going to block a lot of shots. If it depends on who you're talking to. Had a good season in goal as a freshman for soccer. Basketball is her sport, my understanding. Casey Miranda. Don't know how much depth they have after that. That's one of the teams we did not get a form back. So I don't know what else you want to
yeah.
add about RBR.
I mean, just that they, like you said, very senior heavy team. Losing Holloway hurts in the middle, but if this freshman can step in, um, you know, if she can block shots, because Holloway was, she had up space inside, blocked some shots, got a lot of rebounds. So they need somebody to step in to be a force in the middle because they do have the guards. The guard play is excellent on RBR. All 4 kids are very good. Kristen Connors, who was the 6th man last year, will be starting this year. She hit a lot of threes. I don't know much about the new coach. I know he was a boys' assistant for a long time at RBR. So he steps over to the girls' side with JT departing. He's got all the pieces there. It's just the chemistry and
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
depth on the bench. It's again like we say, depth is big after the top 2 teams. Not a lot of teams have it. So his starting five is going to be good. Just got to see if anybody develops off the bench.
Yeah, and touch base on the new coach. How quickly he could get the team to buy into what he wants to do there is going to be key. Like you said, chemistry is key, and it's not just on the court with the players, but chemistry with the coach, and having your captains, be an extension of you on the court and trying to
Yeah.
do what you want to do. So, number
Yep.
5. Now it starts getting a little, debatable where you want to put teams at this point. Number 5, we have Colts Neck. Another young team, only had one senior last year, one senior this year,
Right.
and her primary sport is softball, committed Division I softball, Gabby Bryce. But Jules Jacina, great year. We had her as our freshman of
Yep.
the year. Emily Donahue, great guard, could really shoot the lights out.
Yep.
Avery Wallace, she's going to see more time this year. Transfer Allison McAndrew from Trinity Hall.
Trinity Hall. Yeah.
She's grown up with this group. She's very close with this group. So her trying to fit in is not going to be an issue because I think she, previously playing with them for years in the AAU circuit. The juniors, Jamie Lombardo, Maddie, and
Cafaro.
Yeah, and Julianne. Drawing a blank. Camaro. It's another young team. So
they're very young. I mean, they were young last year, and they played pretty well. The freshmen had good years, but they're going to be a team that's going to be up and down. I think they're still trying to work some things out. I talked to coaches after a couple of scrimmages. At points they look good, and at points they look bad. That's what I was told. So still going to have some growing pains. The freshmen are going to, they're sophomores now, a year older. Jacina, is going to be good. Donnie, you can shoot. Yep. So I think they're going to be. It might take them the first half of the season to figure things out, but by the end of the season, they'll be right there. 15 wins last year. Can expand on that. Like you said, they lost Katie Dichter, who was their starting point guard. But I think they have enough talent to make up for that. And they're going to be one of those teams that gets better as the season goes on.
Yeah. And Central Jersey Group 3, RBR, that's they can make a run there.
Yes. Yep.
They lost to Neptune last year, and I was at that game, and it was a phenomenal back and forth game. But Neptune just had too much. They had the seniors too last year, Neptune,
Right.
and Howard was amazing, like she was the first day she came back from injury. So, but yeah, like everyone agrees, they're going to be up and down, and hopefully, like most coaches, you're playing your most consistent basketball come postseason.
Yeah, and they have the coaching staff to get this right, so no worries there.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, Tiny. RBR, and depending, we'll talk about Brick in a few minutes. They're also in Central Jersey Group 3. See how they mature, how quickly
Pretty
they mature
loaded.
this season.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Number 6, St. Rose, my former school, losing several key pieces. Cassidy Carusi graduating.
Lost a lot.
And co-player of the year, Jada Lynch, transferring out of the state.
Out.
So this is going to be a new look. Brooke Misery, Bell Alvarado, 2 players that sort of most, obviously they were starters last year, so they played a lot. The only other player that saw some minutes was Callie Decker. So she's going to be in a much larger role. Did bring in a trio of transfers. Callie Brown, which I don't know if that was last minute because everything we heard that she was going out
that
west.
She was
somewhere.
Going elsewhere, right?
Yes. Brooke Janecki from Rumson and Natalie Biles from Jackson as well, who was the backup center for Jackson.
Right.
So, they're going to need her height. It's just, how much does she develop?
Well,
because playing
that's
at
the
St.
key.
Rose
I
is a
mean,
lot different than playing at Jackson.
yeah, right. They're going to get up and down the floor, and if she, isn't able to keep up offensively, her minutes might be limited.
Yeah.
But you talked about losing Jada Lynch. I mean, that's of all the losses. I mean, that's crazy. How do you make up for that? But
Okay.
but they also lost Caroline Conforti and
Yeah.
Lizzie Mitchell, who really were
Oh, Lizzie.
contributors last year also. So,
Yeah.
they lost a lot.
Yeah.
But they do have Belle Alvarado, who's one of the best point guards in the shore. And I think with those subtractions, the girls that are gone, I really think Brooke Misery is going to break out this year. I think she's going to get a lot more opportunities. She started to develop, a real offensive game. Unless you're getting to the basket, she could shoot.
Yes.
Started taking the ball to the basket, but I think this is her opportunity to step up and really show people how good she is because she's going to be the focal point. So she's also going to have that pressure on her too. How she's going to handle that is a big step, but I think she can handle. I think she's going to be fine. You said the transfers coming in. Callie Decker averaged almost 13 a game at Jackson last year.
Kelly Brown.
So Callie Brown, yeah, right. But if she can translate that over to St. Rose and add into that offense, I mean, they can have a good year. It's going to be tough though when you lose that amount of players and that quality of players. It's always tough maybe to start the season, but maybe by mid to end of the season they get it figured out and they can be a contender also.
Yeah, with a lot of new faces, the chemistry is going to be the big question early in the year.
Right.
So, next, yeah, Callie Brown's the wild card. Tony said. Next, Manasquan, who they just keep graduating players and they keep winning Group 2 titles. After 2 years ago, that strong senior class that graduated, there was a lot of question marks going into last year, and they were answered. Shay Donnelly, became one of the best players, one of the better players, best players, sure, both ends of the floor. They just always play like a team. There's no I. They all do what they have to do. The big question is going to be defensively because Donnelly, Heine, even Clark, how good they were
Lockdown
defensively.
defenders. Yeah.
They were,
Yep.
and that's, and you got to defend to play for Lisa. So
Absolutely.
who's gonna step into those roles? Jorah Hollow comes back, 3-year starter. There's gonna be a third year as a starter. We know she could score, play defense. Shannon Looney, she had some good minutes last year, and last
Yep.
year the freshman Valteris, she showed some good. Obviously when Lisa shortened the bench, come as we're getting crunch
Her
time,
minutes got cut.
her
Right.
minutes got.
Mm-hmm.
But she showed some signs early in the year. So the question is, who's going to be the next players to step up in Manasquan?
That's another thing. But like you mentioned, how they keep graduating kids and kids keep that's culture. I mean, that's culture. And Manasquan's culture is probably stronger than most public school teams. That they just keep, the cupboard's never bare there. They graduate 5, but they have a couple of kids step in. There's another Donnelly ready to step in. Paige Donnelly. You mentioned Jordan Looney. Shannon, I think, is going to be, I talked about Brooke Misery before. I think Shannon Looney is going to be one of those kids that breaks out also. She's going to get more minutes, consistent minutes. And, she showed last year that her game improved from when she transferred from St. Rose. So I think if she steps up, you know what you're going to get from Hollowell. She's tough. She's a tough point guard. Valterra stays healthy and plays a lot more minutes. Logan McCarthy's a big body that they can count on for toughness. And they have a bunch of freshmen. So it just depends, like you said, who's going to step up. They're going to have kids that step up. And we already talked about 2 other teams. It might take a little bit of the beginning of the season to start, getting through the growing pains. But Lisa's a great coach. She's got a great staff. They'll get those things worked out. And, of course, they'll be a contender in Group 2 again.
Yeah. Yeah. And, they're 7 now. I'm sure they'll inch their way into the top 5 in no time. Number 8, a team that I don't know has ever cracked the top 10 ever in girls basketball. And I'm going back to when
It's
we
been
were
a
in
long.
school.
It's been before I was in high school if they did. So
Brick
that was
Township.
ages ago.
Brick Township, unranked, 15 wins last year. He's been developing these kids since 5th grade, 4th grade. He started that AAU program, and that's what a lot of public schools. We were talking with Dennis. Dennis Adams. We brought it up when we were leaving for dinner the other day.
Yeah.
How some of these public schools, you got to start AAU programs to keep these kids in town. But Ari Weston, all freshman team, great freshman year. Kendall, great 3-point shooter, can get to the hoop too. They're a fun team. I think they like to get up. Those two like to get up and down the court. Stout, big
Stout.
body
Yep.
inside, and she improved nicely last year, and I think she played for the CJ Hawks, and they do a great job getting you ready. So I think they're clearly the best team in Ocean County.
Yes. Agree with that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they had, two key losses. Riley Nasudas, starter for a bunch of years there, great player. But the unsung player, CC Witherspoon, who I think they're
Yeah.
going to miss a lot this year. She did everything that team needed. She would get rebounds, she'd score, she'd defend. Very underrated player, and I think they're going to miss her. But I think Anna Claire Stout, this is another one who could step up this year and improve her scoring because she's going to get rebounds, and she's
Yeah.
tough inside. And they seemed last year, we talked about this towards the end of the year. They seemed to have some chemistry issues last year, I would say, putting it mildly. And maybe those issues are corrected this year. But Wisson's going to score. Frederickson can shoot. She can defend. Ari can defend. It's going to take a total team effort from them this year to stay where we have them ranked. And being the best team in Ocean County doesn't necessarily mean you're one of the best teams in the shore, because Ocean County typically isn't as strong as Monmouth County. But I think they're poised for a big year if they can improve on what they did last year. If Stout can step up and they get some role players step up that can help the team.
Yeah, we saw a little bit during the summer league. Julia Stefan, sophomore in the center. She improved nicely. What we saw, it'd be nice to see what she could add, getting a little more consistent minutes this season too.
Right.
So, number 9, Howell, my former hometown. Hang on. They lost, Kira McCown, double machine.
Yep.
But Kylie Beam, who's improved from her freshman year, tough to defend, tough inside. Bella Rose Marina improved from just being a 3-point shooter to being able to take the ball to the basket for Howell. But big thing that Ashley Smith graduated, defender, point guard, did not care if she scored 1 point or not, but she was going to be on the floor, getting to the ball, and she was going to dish the ball out. So who takes over that role is the big question for Howell.
Yeah, I mean, she was the captain last year, to steadying the ship. When things seemed to go awry, she would pull them together. She would always step up. Losing McCown's big. Probably one of the best players in Howell history, I would venture to say. But you got one of the best players in Howell history still coming back. Kylie Beam is from freshman year to this year, another one of those players that every year she improves.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good question. Listen, I think they're going to be very good. Will they take a step back? Maybe. Like you said, Bella Rose Marino really expanded her game last year. She was just a shooter. She was taking the ball to the basket a lot more last year, drawing fouls. I think starting the season, I think 9 is a perfect spot for them. They probably might regress a little bit, but they'll still be in contention.
Sorry. All right.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
All right, good. Sorry. I had a work text. All right. Yeah, they're in B North this year.
I think so. I have that. Hold on. B North. Yes, with Colts Neck and Trinity. So
they're gonna be facing some competition this year.
mm-hmm. I mean, if they can pull an upset on one of those two teams, maybe, but it's going to be a tall ask.
Yeah, a few years ago, Trinity Hall was in Howell's division, and those Trinity Hall put the whipping on them, and Trinity Hall probably wasn't as deep as they are now.
Right.
Either.
Yeah, that is true.
So, finally, number 10 really came out of nowhere at the end of the season. Neptune to win a Central Jersey Group 3 title, their first one since 2011. Their team really changed when Howard recovered from her injury and was getting on the floor, and she could do it all: defense, block shots, rebounds, score. She could do it all, and she was really fun to watch. Probably would have been freshman year if she played a full season for us.
Yeah, she was dominant down the stretch. We were at that Group 3 championship game. I mean, she's just, if she can stay out of foul trouble, which is going to be a big ask because she got in a couple games where she got in foul trouble last year. Problem with Neptune, they lost Bree Evans
and Ramos,
and Krista Ramos, their backcourt, who were there for 4 years as starters, almost 4 years as starters. It's a lot of experience to lose. You got Lana Ellington coming back, who really improved last year. Majaya Quarles, who had a really good game in the Group 3 final. So they have the pieces. It's going to be another thing with depth. It's going to be the same thing. Yep. Yes. The issues she needs to clean up, I think picking up silly fouls is one of them. She got to stay on the court. For Neptune to be good, for Neptune to be competitive, she needs to be on the court. They're going to lack depth again, but, with one of the best players in the Shore, if she can stay healthy and stay out of foul trouble, she's going to have a great year.
Yeah. Yeah. For the bubble, in terms of the East, Shore Regional, we had Middletown South with Warner taking over.
Rumson.
Now,
Rumson will make their way in to the top 10. They all probably at some point, those 4 teams will probably enter the top 10. But again, it's lack of experience, lack of depth, everything that besides the top 2 teams have a lack of depth. Yeah. So, it's going to be, like we said last year, 1, 2, maybe 3 won't change, but after that, it's going to be kind of mixed up between 9 or 10 teams for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. Rumson.
Jackson has a senior laden starting 5. They don't have any depth at all. So, another one.
Yeah. Sorry. Just give me a second. Issue at work. What do we want to go through next? Division win.
Division predictions. Yeah, exactly what we're talking about. I'd say even after the first 2, I'm not sure how deep Trinity is, but their starting 5 can compete with anybody. But there definitely is a gap between 1, 2, then 3, then 4. Right? Yeah. Exactly. So we can go through our division predictions if you want to do that.
Yeah, we'll go through these quick. We're not gonna.
Yeah. Not going to dwell on them.
Yeah. A North. Well, you got it written in front of you, right? I'll let you.
Yeah, I do. If I can read my own handwriting. Obviously, RBC, SJV, they start out 1-2 in the Shore, 1-2 in the state. They're going to end up 1-2 in A North. I think behind them, RBR, then St. Rose, Manasquan, and Rumson. again, tough draw for Rumson in that A North.
Yeah. It's good. To take top 2 out, it's a very competitive division.
Yes,
I don't know if anybody's going to keep it to single digits against the top 2 teams.
that's going to be a big ask. Yep.
So, but the short conference decided to put all the good teams in one division like the other teams. And Tiny, we talked getting a.
We talked about that. Yeah, we think. I mean, honestly, we thought Trinity would move up, and RFH would end up in B North. I mean, I think that would have been fair, based on the seasons they had last year. But for some reason, they decided to keep Rumson in A North, and that's going to be very tough for them.
So I apologize. It's just you Eddie clean, bro, like always. So all right, A Central. This could be an interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams here that can compete. I think Neptune, obviously in our top 10, they'll start out. We have them winning the division. Middletown South with the new coach Dan Werner finishing second. Field Township has some kids coming back. Matty Scarino's back for a 4th year. Then you got Middletown North, Ocean, and Freehold Borough pull up the rear in that division. And Ocean was a young team last year. They've gotten better. So you never know.
Tiny said for us to get our flu shot so we don't miss any.
Nope. Nobody's sticking me with a needle.
Yeah, I know. I think my mom just got her flu shot. It's going around. It is. I know a lot of people. A South, another weird division.
I'm 6'6". A 6'6", about 285. If you put a needle near me, you will not see me run faster than you've ever seen me run in my life. So keep the needles away from me.
A South, Barnegat moves into A South after graduating everybody.
Tough draw for them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't you? I think no brainer. We had East winning that.
Yeah, Township East, I think, brings back a lot. I think between them and Manchester, Jackson, Point Borough, who had a great year last year but graduated everybody, and then you got Barnegat, who graduated a lot. So I think in normal years that would be a pretty competitive division, but I think it's really a 3-horse race: Township East, Manchester, and Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, and East probably the edge. I think they're just a little deeper than.
Yes, agree. They did not lose a lot. Lost a great player, but only one player of their, 8, 9 rotations.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and he used a couple freshmen, sophomores. Be nice to see how they develop this year too.
Definitely.
B North.
All right, so obviously we talked about Trinity and Colts Neck. 1-2. Howell would be number 3. Holmdel, who was very young last year, had a couple of freshman guards last year who've improved. Ranny, who lost a lot last year, lost their coach. Trying to think. I know they got a transfer from Jackson and a transfer from Manchester. Matos and
Savannah.
Jackson.
Savannah Jackson.
Right, from Manchester. But their big girl transferred out, so she's gone. New coach. And so it could another year for Randy where it could be by the end of the year they got it figured out, but I think they lost a lot. So and then who else we got? Oh, Wall. And then Wall will finish. Yeah, it's a tough division for Wall.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get a form back from Rainey, so don't know if they got any freshmen coming in. What
right, or other transfers, right?
Yeah, if they got any other. B Central.
All right, B Central. Shore Regional, we have us winning the division, close with Marlboro, I think.
Yeah.
But I think Shore, based on what they have coming back, Ava Coyle, it's improved every year. You said they have a freshman, a
Sydney
soccer
Hilton.
player.
Sydney Tilton. She won freshman of the year for me for soccer. Could she do the daily double? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not past, but again, new coach.
Yep.
Will's gone. Will took an administrative position in Spotswood, so coaching change there. Marlboro, Coach Higginson's been there for a long time. And they got Klatsky back, who had a great freshman year last year. Beyond that, you got Long Branch, who lost Marino, right? Yes, I mean, who scored 24 points a game. She was very good. Then you have Manalapan, Monmouth, and Raritan.
Yeah.
That's our predicted order of finish there.
Yeah. Freshman of the year candidate. That's what Tiny for Sydney.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking her up, so can't wait to see her play.
Tiny, if you go on YouTube, Shore Regional versus Hayden Township soccer, go towards the end, penalty shots. You watch a couple of the saves she made on penalty kicks. It was she won freshman of the year that game for me. So,
Nick just can't help talking about soccer even during basketball season.
I can't help it. So, but yeah, I think that it's a 2-horse race between Shore and Manalapan.
Yeah.
C North.
Okay. C North. This is our wild card division. The Wild West here.
But I have to say
think,
this: every coach sent a foreman from C North.
Yes, they did. So we appreciate that as people that cover Shore Conference basketball. We do appreciate that. We do have Kingsburg winning the division.
Yes.
They bring back Gabrielle Flansbaum, who had a great year last year, probably player of the year in the division. Yeah.
Princess Graves.
Princess Graves, who had some great games last year. So we have them ahead of Matawan, Henry Hudson, third, who brings back a good freshman, Leah Curry. Yep. Then Keyport, and then Asbury in that division.
Yeah. I do have to say, that's probably the most competitive division, top to bottom.
It is very competitive. I really think that's going to be, I think Keensburg wins it, but I think if there was a couple upsets there, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Final division, C South.
Oh, two more. We got B South also.
Oh, I skipped B South. Oh, yeah, I did skip B South. Sorry. We'll do C South first, and then we'll go to B South.
All right, we'll do C South. Okay. Central, we have winning the division this year. They return a lot. It's and that's another one, competitive division. New Egypt is very good. First year playing back in the Shore Conference girls basketball. So they have a couple great seniors who can score. Olivia Stillwell. Yeah, and Adam, I think is her last name, is the other one. Yep.
Madison Adam.
You got Pinelands, who improved under Coach Tierney last year. Donovan Catholic, who lost a lot, new coach, another school with a new coach. And then you have Brick Memorial and Lakewood in that division. So, I think between those top 2-3 teams, they can be pretty competitive, but I think Central should win that division.
And B South, apologize for missing that.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so we got B South, Brick Township. Obviously, we have in our top 10, we have them winning that division. Tom's River South, Lindsay Cribben returns, right, for her junior year. Southern, who had a pretty deep, they lost a lot the year before. Then you got Tom's River North, who's had a couple down year or two. Point Beach with a new coach. It's Coach Tierney's cousin at Point Beach. And then Lacey. So that'll be B South predicted order of finish. The Shore is better when Donovan's good. I agree. I just don't really think they're going to be very good this year. I heard they had some issues getting kids out to play. So hopefully they can be competitive. Maybe they found some athletes that can come out and play basketball, but I know the coach is going to do a good job. She's got good pedigree. So
Yeah. We should have division players. We should have done the division players while we were talking. But
we can do that now. It's fine.
So, A North, really no debate. The front runner to be player of the year, Addie. Right.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think there's really a debate there.
A Central, both of us went with Howard from Neptune for division player of the year.
If she can stay healthy and stay out of foul trouble, she's going to be dominant.
Yeah. A South, both went with Maddie Nolan from Manchester.
Yep.
She can
another
score.
kid who's improved every year. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
B North, this is where we finally. I'll let you go first.
I have Grace Feeney. I think she's just going to prove this year that all her hard work over the last 3 years, she's going to have a dominant year.
Yeah. I went with Kylie Beam. But I don't disagree with Doug either. There's a couple talented players in this division, and Howell goes as far as Kylie Beam goes. So
correct.
I'm gonna go with her. B Central, we both went with Ava Coyle.
Yep, short regional.
Yeah, senior year. It's her team this year.
Yeah.
Her sister's a freshman there this year.
Yes, another one. Yeah.
B South, we both went with Ari Wenson.
Brick Township. Yeah.
We all saw her potential last year. Hopefully, she keeps progressing, and could see her on an all short team at the end of the season.
The one thing I did notice about her at the fourth is she's gotten stronger. So I just think she's poised for a big year.
Yeah, and she likes to go to a hoop, so that strength will help.
Yep.
Absorb that body contact, get to the foul line.
Absolutely.
She's a good free throw shooter too.
Yep.
C North, we both went with Flansbaum, Gabriella.
Yep, Gabriella Flansbaum from
great year last year.
Keensburg.
Yep.
I'm actually proud of you. You pronounced her name correctly, Nick. That was starting off the season batting 1,000.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Tiny just said too. Weisson's gotten bigger and stronger.
I did notice she did gotten much stronger playing at the fort. I did notice that. So, yeah.
That's good. And last, C South, the only other division, me and you, I went with Emma Christensen from Central. It was a double-double.
Can't argue with that one. I went with Olivia Stillwell from New Egypt. She averaged over 20 points a game last year. Great athlete. I think she's going to, be the head of that class.
Okay. Yeah, can't disagree. So now we're going to go to our top 15 watch it list. We kind of brought up a lot of the players already, but we'll just go through them really, really quick.
Yeah.
You want to lead the way on this?
I'll start with the RBC kids if you want me to do that. Obviously,
Tiny
Addie.
Tiny, we'll touch as soon as we go through this list. We'll touch base on the coaching changes.
Yeah. Okay. So Addie, Kate Liggio, Tessa Liggio. I think those three. Of course, you got Daniela Moletsky and Smith and Giordano, but I think those three kids will rise to the top as seniors.
Also, you got Stella Lockhart, Kocius, top, rounding out the top 5. There's a name missing from SJV for Self-Canage.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. She's on that list. I just failed to write that one down. Definitely. No, I'm not leaving her out for sure.
And Also in that division, Aaron Reed. Play. I don't know if anybody plays with more heart than I love the way Aaron plays, no matter what
She's so tough, so tough, and doesn't quit.
doesn't quit.
Motor,
Don't care what the score is.
nonstop motor. No, and her teammate Grace Smith,
Mm.
who really improved last year. So that's going to be a tough inside duo to handle for a lot of schools in the short conference outside the top two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard from Neptune. We talked about her already. We don't need to go into that. Grace Feeney, obviously.
Yeah.
She means so much, and now with Tegan, being her,
Out again. Sure.
She's going to need a repeat season. Ari Wiston, we just talked about, being able to score all three levels, and adding that strength's a big help. We got Ava Coyle on the list. I think this is her team. She's not behind Drejo. She's not behind Kimmy and Reese.
Right.
She's going to be able to show. Julianne and Jacina from Colts Neck are returning freshman of the year. Kylie Beam. Sendai, we know how good she is for RBR. Curious with no Holloway, clogging up the middle, how much more getting to the hoop for Sendai.
Yeah, I think that does open it up for some driving lanes for her.
Yeah. And last, we got Maddie Nolan on our top 15 list, and like Tiny said, she's very underrated. But she could score. She's fast, strong. She get to the hoop, shoot outside. So that's our watch list. We posted our returning.
And there are others, and we know other kids will step up. So
we just
that's
can't
not
name
the
everybody.
be all end all list. Correct. Right. Exactly.
So
now, Tiny wanted to talk about new coaches
and why.
We kind of went over as we talked about the teams, who the new coaches are. As for the why, I think we both probably have a reason. Nick, what do you think?
I think it's difficult. Parents are more involved these days. Even on the high school level. I did a whole podcast with a couple coaches who were, shown the door or resigned because of parents. It's just tough to coach, and they're not getting support from the administrators as they used to do in the past. I believe is a strong reason. That's it with some of the reasons.
Yeah, I think also, I talk. I have a lot of friends that are teachers, and I know after COVID, I think kids have gotten harder to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, if it's one thing specifically. I see, and not so much in the short conference, but I see widespread lack of discipline, lack of respect for authority, lack of respect for peers. And I think that for the amount of money these coaches get paid, people think it's decent money. It's for what you have to deal with and the time you have to put in, and the parents and the kids and the dealing with this and that, travel, busing. It's not a lot of money, and people are finally saying, hey, I could probably go get a part-time job and not have as much headaches as I have to deal with getting paid a couple $1,000s to coach a sport where kids don't care. Like the lack of discipline is amazing. I see people talking back to coaches. We talked back to coaches when I was growing up. There were no cameras. There were no cell phones. You got smacked in the head. You got 100 push-ups. They'd make you run till you throw up. There was discipline and there was respect. I would never talk back to my coach because I knew what would happen. And it's also a lack of respect for your teammates when you act that way and act selfishly. And I don't think a lot of people want to put up with that. It's very tough for the amount of money they get paid. It's a tough job, just like referees. There's no referees because referees don't want to put up with the crap from parents and players. They don't get paid enough. Listen, I coach basketball. I got on referees. Absolutely, I did. Was I out of line sometimes? Sure. But they don't get paid enough to handle the problems and the issues. And there's no backup. Nobody backs them up. Nobody
Mhm.
backs the coaches up. If there's a problem with a parent, parents never used to get involved. They would never say anything to a coach. God, if my parents wanted to go say something to a coach, they'd be mortified. And I always taught my wife and I taught my daughter at a young age, if you have an issue with a coach, you handle it. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
So if it bothers you that much, call a meeting with the coach and talk to him about it. And she always did, and things got settled. But now parents want to get too involved. They want to be too hands-on, and they want to, have a direct line to the coach. Don't get involved. Let your kid play. Let him make mistakes. And it's a very tough profession. College coaches are quitting. Jim Larinaga, one of the best college coaches ever, quit because of NIL. He doesn't want to deal with that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Krzyzewski didn't want to deal with that crap. Like, it's filtering down to kids in high school are transferring as much as kids in college.
Yeah.
And you have these programs starting in Florida and Ohio, all these prep schools or whatever they're calling them. They're poaching kids left and right. It's a tough, like, situation. And a lot of these coaches are saying, I've had enough. I don't want to deal with it anymore. You're right. Like I said, college coaches making millions are quitting because they don't want to deal with it. Nick Saban said the reason he left Alabama was he didn't want to coach kids that were making more money than him and didn't have respect for him because they're going to even you're developing these kids and then they're leaving.
Yep.
So why are you going to invest your time and then a kid sees or a parent sees, oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe this prep school, maybe you can go there and play. It's a tough profession to be in right now. I think a lot of coaches are saying that's not enough money to deal with this.
And on the high school, obviously college, it's all year round. And high school's starting to turn in, it's not just seasonal job. It's 365 days a year. Now you're doing the spring.
Yep.
You're doing spring leagues. You're doing summer leagues. You're doing fall leagues. It's all year round, and you got started. Public schools, you're starting AAU programs, so now you're doing that to keep the kids to stay there. So
Right.
it's totally different from when we were in high school. It's year round, and like they're only getting paid a couple $1,000. So, and it's a lot of time. And forget about the time in season; it's a lot of time out of season. And if you don't have the support, I'll give it. I'm not going to say the school, but don't mean to go back to soccer. An AD didn't want to do anything to help get a competitive schedule for one of the top 10 teams. So the coach had to go out there and find teams, and by this point it was too late. So they had a weaker schedule that the coach would rather not. So yeah, year round. Yeah, I mean,
listen,
know me. I'm a multi-sport guy. It's hard to do that. And I'm talking it's not soccer all year round, and now and who knows what flag football turns into. For these girls.
Well, it started. This whole year-round thing started when parents thought, oh, this trainer can get my kid a scholarship, and scholarships used to be the big thing. Like, a lot of people couldn't afford to send their kids to school, so they needed to get a scholarship. So, but now it's not only the scholarship, it's the extra money that goes along with it. Like my kid can be a millionaire before they come out of college. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. The whole thing's kind of ridiculous. So parents see this money and this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but you're not doing your kid you're doing your kid a disservice by not letting them play multiple sports, by concentrating on one sport. Let them play other sports. Let them have fun. High school sports is about fun. You play AAU to be competitive. You play high school sports to play with your friends and be competitive. But you got to have fun. It can't just be a job. And, with the pressure the parents putting on the kids, then these kids have, you go in the locker room and, you used to lose a game and you go in the locker room and you throw shit around the locker room, throw your jersey, because you're pissed off. These kids get in the locker room now, they take out their phone and start doing TikTok dances. Like, come on. Like, if you're going to be competitive, be competitive. Don't take your phone out and start doing the TikTok dance after you lose by 30 points.
Yep.
It's a lot different than it was. It's a lot different. And I hate to sound like the old guy, but back in my day, this stuff didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And, piggyback off Tiny with the one sport, I think also causes more injuries when you're only playing one sport.
100%.
Every day. One, your body's not getting rest. Second, you're not working different muscles because basketball, you're using the same muscles. Soccer, same muscles, and I think that's one reason we're seeing an increase in injuries, especially on the female side of high school sports.
Yeah. A lot of ACL injuries, a lot of season and career-ending injuries, multiple injuries. So, yeah, it's just, again, going back to the coaches having to handle all this stuff. If I was a coach, I'm glad I don't coach anymore. If I was a coach and I went in the locker room and saw a kid take out his phone or her phone and, start dancing around, and I would be so infuriated. And and it adds another thing on to these coaches don't want to deal with. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
All right. Do we want to talk Christmas tournament? Or you want to save that?
Yeah, we can go over that. Kevin Williams Christmas Classic used to be the WOBM Christmas Classic. Will be taking place the 26th to the 30th at the RWJ Barnabas Arena. I can never remember the name. RWJ Barnabas Arena and the Toms River North Arena. Seedings came out today. Not sure if they're final, but we kind of made some predictions as to what we thought the matchups would be. So in the girls division, you have the Ray Serino bracket, which would be the top 8 teams, and the Kathy Snyder division, which would be the bottom 8 teams. So they'll each be playing for a championship. So Nick and I went through, we kind of separated what we thought would be the top 8 teams and the bottom 8 teams. So if you want to go over those matchups, our predictions, nothing's final, nothing's out yet, but our predictions as to what we think will be the games.
Yeah. Round one, we'll do the bottom bracket first.
Sure.
I think Wall probably be the top seed in that bottom bracket against Point Beach. Toms River South will probably be right behind them. Brick Memorial, I would say Brick Memorial and Point Beach are the bottom 2 teams in this tournament.
Yeah. That's fair to say.
So look for those, some kind of matchup with those, and then Point Borough, Toms River North, we think North, and then North and Lacey will probably round out the bottom part of the bracket, and then you got Point Borough, and then Donovan versus Lacey would be the 4-5 in that bracket. The top bracket, a little more trickier. Probably Rumson, the history in the WOBM will be the top seed, and Manchester will probably be 8, or Central maybe. Central would be bottom 2.
Right.
I would say Howell's probably the second team with the experience. First time in the WOBM, right. They came. They won the Shore Regional Tournament last year. Brick, who had a nice showing last year. They came close that one. I think it was the Rumson game the first time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I think Toms River East, I think any way you look at it, they would be the 4th best team. I think they're pretty solidly in number 4, and I think Middletown South is solid in the 5th, which I think that matchup has potential, game of the day. Middletown South, Townsend East. It'd be
Definitely.
nice to see what Dan Warner, the first year taking over that program, what he could do with Mid South, and they got a couple players over there. And then Mid North probably be the 6th seed who would play, Brick.
Brick.
So, like I said, that's just our projections. They're probably going to be pretty close to that. Might be a couple differences. And then we should talk about the showcase on.
Sure.
Was it the 27th and 29th?
7th. Yep, 27th and 29th.
So RBC and St. Rose are going to be in the Kevin Williams. It's going to be more of a showcase. They're not in the tournament. And Teaneck and Rutgers Prep, Tiny, RBC and St. Rose are going to be playing. It's going to be a showcase. They're not going to be in the tournament. And Teaneck and Rutgers Prep is coming down. So both the short teams will play those two teams. I don't know which day, which game will be, but it's going to be, the afternoon. I think 4:15 is the first game on the 20th.
4:15 and 6 o'clock, I think. Yeah, would be the showcase games, the 27th to 29th.
And 29th. So, yeah. So Teaneck and Rutgers Prep, top 20 teams in the state.
Yep.
They, RBC number 1 team in the state, and St. Rose isn't ranked in the state right now, but you never know. You never know with St. Rose. At one point, they might be there. But yeah, Tiny, something different. Try to get some of those big names in there, and hopefully we can continue building off that.
Yeah. And Shore Sports Insider has taken over the Christmas Classic this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, there were worries when Kevin retired that the Christmas Classic would go by the wayside. But Shore Sports Insider and some other sponsors stepped in to take it over, and it's going to continue a great tradition down here in Ocean County. And the showcase games are going to add that element of big game feel on the 27th and 29th. I mean, you got 3 ranked teams in the state, so those games will be fun to watch. And we're going to do another podcast before the tournament. We'll go over our predictions for the tournament and the showcase games and other holiday tournaments. But yeah, we hope to expand this live YouTube channel a little bit, and hopefully we can advertise a little bit better next time and figure out the link before the scheduled time and let everybody know when it's going to be. But for everybody that joined us today, we do appreciate it. Tiny, right now you're ranked as our top #1 fan
contributor.
So you have a little crown next to your name here. So listen, we always appreciate your support, and we're looking forward to a great year. I think it's going to be pretty competitive outside the top 2 teams. I think it's going to be really competitive. There will be some upsets during the year. I wouldn't be surprised. And we're going to get those 2 great matchups with SJV and RBC.
Yeah. And, me and Doug, we look forward to seeing you, everyone, at the court. We'll be at the WOBM all week. Kevin Williams Classic, sorry, not WOBM anymore.
Yeah.
And, look forward to seeing the Teaneck and Rutgers Prep come down. 2 teams we don't, Rutgers Prep we obviously see here and there. But Teaneck, a team we don't really see, top 20. We talked to Luis. They're a pretty strong, strong team. So, it'll be fun to get those teams in the building. And hopefully next year, we get SJV in there involved too. And maybe we get 3 teams. So thank you, Ty. We appreciate it. And like Doug said, next time we'll schedule this. We'll have a link at least hopefully 2 days in advance. We'll advertise, but no glitches like we had last year. So I think we got it figured out.
Yeah. Off to a positive start.
Yeah, and it stays up there, so anybody wants to rewatch it, stays there. So, all right, everyone, good night.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Almost an hour and a half, and if we don't see you, have a good holiday. Yes, we'll both be there, and then St. Rose on Wednesday. So have a good night.
Take care.